question.
Oh, okay.
Is Derrick Rose a Hall of Famer?
No.
I think they'll put anyone in the Basketball Hall of Fame at this point.
I don't know how Basketball Hall of Fame works.
It's a pretty easy. I mean, it's a big honor, but a lot of people go in.
But I was gonna say, do they have a limit on amount of people that go in per year?
I think so, but I mean, I think the Hall of Fame in both the NFL and NBA is kind of silly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great honor, but I don't think they're doing it very well anymore.
I think in the NFL, there's only 3 people a year that go in. In MLB, you can have as many as get voted in, or you can have 0 people that get in.
I thought they had like 8 guys in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Don't quote me on that though.
I don't know. I don't hear of the NBA Hall of Fame very often. I feel like.
I think with Derrick Rose's, in the younger career, his accolades, and the way he's come back, I think he'll definitely be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
I think you gotta wait to see what his final career numbers look like.
I think he'll be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. I think there'd be a lot of people disappointed if Derrick Rose wasn't in that Hall of Fame.
I agree. I think he will make it. At the end of the day, his career numbers aren't really going to change that much more compared to what they are now.
Yeah.
I think Emmett made a good point. It's his story. He was this up and coming. Yeah. He was the youngest MVP ever, and then injuries hit him. But then he still fought through and found his second and third home with New York, with Minnesota.
There's no way a story should be involved in the determination of you getting the Hall of Fame. Now, if he does get in the Hall of Fame, I'd say the only reason is because he's the youngest MVP ever. That's the only logical reason. I think because that's a historic thing. But you can't tell me someone should get in the Hall of Fame for the story, because then automatically Alex Smith, boom, Hall of Fame.
I think that it's not your accolades for what you did for the organization. It's for your influence on the game. That's the biggest thing. It's because I think there has
to be that discussion made that Matt just said. Because I think accolades should be a massive part of it. And I think they should ultimately be the deciding factor between Derrick Rose waiting longer than what the more established guy who wasn't as injured, as long as he would wait. I think Derrick Rose will probably end up waiting longer than people will want him to or think he should. But I think at some point, like Matt said, influence on the game definitely plays a role in that. And especially if you're a great player that also influenced the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think too, you look at recently these, establishments and organizations are adding people who broke the color barrier into the Hall of Fame, even though they're
you can't compare Derrick Rose to that.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that's the same common theme, though. It's not necessarily what the achievements, what the accolades they achieved on the field were. It's what they brought to the game, their influence on the game, how they progressed it.
I'm not sure.
Because there's also Hall of Fame builders as well, too. Like, who didn't step a foot on the court that still go.
As someone who didn't, I didn't really watch a lot of basketball, especially when Derrick Rose was MVP. I couldn't tell you a single reason why he was such a big influence on basketball in general. I didn't even know he was the youngest MVP ever.
He was 23 years old when he won MVP in the league. Yeah. And he was taking the league by storm. He was taking on LeBron James.
I knew he was good, and then he had shitty injuries, but...
Yeah. So, I don't know. And I think at the end of the day, he's just such a fan favorite. And in today's society, where your influence is greater than what it was 40 years ago, where your influence on the game is so huge, and the fan base is so huge today because of social media and everything, I think it will play a bigger role in determining if he goes to the Hall of Fame or not than what he accomplished.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll have to wait and see. Again, I don't know what NBA
That's fair.
Hall of Fame is.
Accolade wise, he does not deserve Hall of Fame, but I think it's what he brought to the game, though.
So I but you could argue that he does because of the youngest MVP thing.
That's true.
That's pretty big accolade. Emmett Dyer, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking into.
He does he searches stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
We're also
just for the sake of conversation.
We're running out of time here.
We're running out of time here, so I'm gonna end this one, and then we're gonna start another one. So if you're listening to it right now,
They're not gonna hear this part.
We're going for a drink break really quickly, and we'll be right back.
Smoke break.
Smoke break.
There we go.
Hey, we are back, you guys, after a little drinky poo smoke break here. Emmett is about to propose a thing to Tyler.
Okay, just carrying on the Derrick Rose conversation from earlier. So it disappeared for a bit because I was looking into guys who I think have less accolades or less of a argument for the Hall of Fame than Derrick Rose does. I found Tracy McGrady is in the basketball.
He played for the Raptors, automatic Hall of Fame.
Oh boy. Ray Allen.
Kyle Lowry.
How many championships does Ray Allen have?
2. One in 2008 and one in 2013.
Does he have any regular season accolades?
Sorry, Emmett, what's your point? You think Ray Allen doesn't deserve it?
Oh, I'm not saying Ray Allen isn't deserving. Whoa, I'm just saying
He's saying Derrick Rose is more deserving.
I'm saying Derrick. I mean, if we're going off of guys in the Hall of Fame without MVPs, if MVPs is like the big accolade that you need, Derrick Rose is ahead of Ray Allen. He's ahead of Nico Gallis. He's ahead of Tracy McGrady. He's tied with Allen Iverson. You know what I mean?
How many
for
points does Derrick Rose have?
Yeah, like I'm thinking more career points wise, career assist wise, career rebound wise. Because how many years did he play before he fucking died the first time?
Like 5, 6.
Was it that many?
I think he was drafted at 18.
Okay, Derrick Rose has 1 MVP and is a 3-time All-Star.
The Jazz are up by 1 with 5 seconds left, Matt.
In the 4th?
Yeah.
Points, Chris.